Mel Henshaw, again, your friendly local constitutional kook from California, and a lot to discuss in a series of videos. This will be the first one, and we want to get back to what Trump is doing with the Federal Department of Education, and putting it out of business, which is one of the best things that can happen since the Constitution doesn't anywhere give the Fed any authority at all, maybe not even in Washington, D.C., over educating our children. Much better left, well, to the states, but in California, for example, I think, and you'll learn why later, that most of this should be done on the local county level and maybe even in cities where parents can get actively involved and get all this 14th Amendment civil rights bullshit out of schools, along with transgender rights. Totally inappropriate, in my view, for at least grades 1 to 9, if not all 12 of them. And if you're going to introduce it that late in, say, the 10th grade, you explain that these transgender rights come from the Due Process Clause of the 14th War Amendment, which not only doesn't exist, it never did. And a big reason for that, as you'll learn more about, send me an email, unincourt@gmail.com, is that, what that is, it's closely associated with the federal regional martial law rule. And that was the idea behind it by the New York banksters to get it done back in the days of Reconstruction and all that. And you'll learn more about the Civil Rights Act of 1866 and the Reconstruction Act of 1867, which don't exist. And if we get it right here, it changes the course of American history, and it makes things better for you, your children, and your posterity. One of the best gifts you can give them. To learn more, send me an email, unincourt@gmail.com. But this, in effect, is the difference between our federated Republican form of government of defined and limited powers, ordained and established by those racist framers to preserve the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Not IBM, not Chase Bank, not Microsoft, Inc. We're in a principal and agent relationship here. But not only does the de facto National Socialist government think that the relationship is guardian and ward, they may actually think we've been relegated, all of us, by the way, not just members of the sovereign body politic, but all of us, by the ratification, with capital RAT, of the non existent 14th War Amendment to undocumented enemy aliens. And not only do the current justices on the Supreme Court know exactly what I'm talking about, if and when we need to get there, and it will be on the express train, they're going to be ruling in our favor. And it'll probably only be a one sentence per curiam opinion of the court, because as you'll learn, all these artificial corporate entities don't have standing in any judicial court to which we have the right from day one. To learn more, send me an email, unincourt@gmail.com. And this is going to change the course of American history. And maybe better yet, in some respects, set an example for the other nations of the world and say, look what we did here. Wasn't a perfect government, but the best one ever invented. We got it back and we want to keep it. And you should want to do the same thing, because then you'll have creator endowed inalienable rights, not government granted privileges, and we will once again own the place. Hard to think of a better situation than that now, isn't it? And to learn more, send me an email, unincourt@gmail.com, and you'll learn what I'm doing here, why I'm doing it, and I say it with attitude and with authority. I've been blessed, divinely blessed, with an a cappella expert witness command of 230 years of the Constitution, history, and laws of the United States. And maybe more than that, but that's a hell of a start. And Luckily, we have justices on the Supreme Court right now, at least six conservatives, and they're going to be there the next 10 to 12 years, and maybe longer than that. And that's going to give you a lot of bargaining leverage in your case, not only to get it settled, but to get a huge amount of money in payoffs because all these corporate creatures are committing acts of treason to the Constitution for which they can now be prosecuted, especially with Trump in there. And I'm going to be sending my own personalized letter to Pam Bondi, the new Attorney General, asking when she plans to order the U.S. Marshals to go out there and arrest these bastards for the acts of treason they're committing. And I'm not making it up. She knows that this comes from the U.S. Supreme Court, Collins v. Virginia, 6 Wheaton, 264, 1821. Oh, that's old law. They don't use that anymore. The hell they don't. The current justices have cited this case and know what it means. And among other things, what they said in there was that the court must exercise jurisdiction if it has it. It can't exercise jurisdiction if it doesn't. The one or the other is treason to the Constitution. The hell of a civil rights, due process, equal protection. Get them all out of here. Ask the right questions, get the right answers. To learn more, send me an email, youwinincourt@gmail.com. You're going to love what's going on here. And by the way, I know I have to get you up to speed some. It took me a while to do it too. But with my materials, you'll find out you get complimentary phone consultations, complimentary document updates, and there's a lot of those going on right now. A complimentary Zoom appearance in court, and now even a complimentary get acquainted video from me to the perps, about 6 or 8 minutes, letting them know full blast. They should stand down, get out of Dodge, and get their checkbooks out. This is how good this government was. We want it back. To learn more, send me an email, youwinincourt@gmail.com. Tell your friends, get the word out. The sooner we start acting in accordance with the original intent of those racist framers, the sooner we get our rights back in place. Thank you.